I can't believe I'm doing this, but I am going live right now in two different places, both YouTube and LinkedIn. And I'm here to make a commitment that my hands are sweating because I'm making a commitment that I'm going to show up live every single day in August for the next 30, how many days? April, June, and November of 30. I'll have 31. August has 30. So I'm going to show up every day, just like this messy way I'm showing up right now. And so why am I doing this? Well, it's easy for me to kind of go into seclusion sometimes. And I'm thinking there's a lot of people that can relate to that. I have students that I tell you need to show up, you need to show up consistently, you need to show up consistently on LinkedIn. Thought, maybe I better take a page from my own playbook here. But I also, my goals are several, and one is to get in the practice of showing up for myself, but I also want to show up for you. And I hope that I can encourage you that no matter where you are in your journey, that there's a way to keep moving forward. And it's really easy. I speak from experience. It is really easy to feel stuck, to feel like you're becoming invisible. You feel like you're not relevant anymore. It's really easy to feel all of those things. I have been feeling them quite a bit myself lately, quite frankly. So I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to do it talking about copywriting and marketing and their messaging and your mindset. And my buddy, my good old buddy, ChatGPT, I'm going to talk about that a little bit too, because I'm also enlisting ChatGPT. ChatGPT doesn't know this yet, but I'm enlisting its help to do this because I'm going to look for some ideas. I'm going to look for a plan. I'm going to ask it, what do you think I should do for the next 30 days? And I'm just going to see what happens. Now, this brilliant or not so brilliant, we'll see idea came to me while I was taking my shower, washing my hair. A friend of mine calls it the shower gods when they start speaking to you. I've called it the chakra station, and the water's hitting you in the head and all of these things. Have you ever experienced that where it's just kind of like, I get these great ideas while I'm in the shower? I don't know if it's a great idea or not, but I made a commitment and I got ready for the day, and here I am. And I'm going to do it every day. And I'm going to zig when other people zag. People say, don't go on LinkedIn on the weekend. Nobody will pay any attention. Well, maybe not. And sometimes I post and no one pays attention when it's Wednesday. So I'm going to try to, no, not try, going to do this every day for the next 30 days. So some of you may know me. Name's on the screen. There it is. Tina Lorenz. Not techie right now. I don't have a big team. Not going to do this with fancy effects. I'm not going to have all kinds of stuff appearing on the screen. Just going to talk to you for a few minutes every day. Hopefully you'll find it worthwhile to spend some time with me. And yeah, bottom line, ulterior motive. I would love it if you'd follow or subscribe. And look, Carrie Nelson. Hi, Carrie Nelson. And so I'm not going to worry about what I say or how I say it. Oh, I shouldn't have said that because then this won't be evergreen. And I'm just going to do it. Right. And so here I am. I have been online since 2004, really got going into beginning of 2005. And a couple of tips. Here's a couple of things I hope will inspire you. I was already past 50 when I started. I kid about don't do the math. But on the other hand, go ahead and do it, because I'm going to own that you don't have to stop. You don't have to decide, well, I can't do this anymore because fill in the blank. I'm too old. I'm too this. I'm too whatever. I just went for it. And I'm still here and I'm still going for it. So I hope that inspires someone today. I don't have a college degree. In matter of fact, I haven't been to college. And so I've been on my own since I was 17. And I've managed to put together a very successful business anyway, when I was already past 50, had no previous experience. Hope that inspires you too. Was homeless in my 40s because of one horrendous domestic violence event before I met my husband, Ron. Put me on national television, had us on the run for a while, was stalked for a couple of years by a really crazy person. And so I'm just telling you that because you can overcome challenges, whatever they may be. They can either stop you or propel you. Okay. And I chose propulsion and here I am, and not to be a victim of it. So I've been traveling. I started traveling in an RV because of that all these many years ago, but I still do because we love it. And so I have a mobile office. So I'm going to just show that to you right now. I've had many. And I see if I point with this side, it'll go towards there we go. Okay, well, you can see it. That's my mobile office, customized. It's a heavy duty Freightliner truck chassis. So it looks like a semi. I tow a lime green Jeep behind it. I kind of like color because I believe in the energy of color and that it lifts your energy and lifts your spirits. And so that's parked right outside of I also have a home in Tucson, Arizona, and that's parked out in the driveway right now. And that's my mobile office. I can work from anywhere. And yes, I do all the driving. My husband is legally blind. This is another thing I found out I could do. And again, for you, what does that mean for you? You can do hard things. You can do things you didn't know you could do. I'd never driven anything bigger than a minivan, and now I can drive this monster. And I even have a commercial driver's license. So that's that. Right this minute. There we go. See, technically challenged. I've been at this for a long time. And one of the things I want to do with this is show people I can help them by actually helping them. That comes from my buddy Frank Kern. And people often throw names around and say, oh, yeah, well, your buddy Frank Kern. Well, I'm just going to show you, even though I can't make the picture bigger because this was done on an old camera a long time ago. As you may notice, my hair was red. You may notice that Frank looks like he might have been partying a bit on his surfer days, long hair, white sunglasses. And that was taken in La Jolla, California. And so I've known Frank for a really long time. And he is a friend, and he's evolved just like I evolve. And I actually wrote his last mass control sales letter. The last rendition of mass control was written by yours truly. And so, yeah, I've been at it for a while. I also did the launches for Mind Movies. If you're familiar with Mind Movies, they started with me. And this was taken at John Osseroff's home outside of La Jolla when we were having our after event party after one of the first launches of Mind Movies that brought in millions and millions of dollars. They're a multi-million dollar company now. And we all started kind of together we were in Frank Kern's mastermind. And so, again, red hair. You know, when I stopped coloring my hair red, this weird thing happened. I found out it was purple. Anyway, we got the limousine to his home and just had a really great party together to celebrate. So I'm just showing you this to let you know I really have been at this for a while. So I've got stories to tell. And hi, I got Sami Muhammad saying hi. I'm glad to see you here. I've been at this for a while. I've got lots of stories, but I also have lots of things I can share with you and teach you in these videos. But more than that, I want to inspire you. I want you to know that you can do whatever you set your mind to do. And I want you to know that it's not easy all the time. I want you to know that I have the same kinds of struggles you might have. I've been having plenty of them this year, quite frankly. I also believe in, I think transparency is an overused word, but I do want to be, to a certain point, transparent with you. And that also means that if you've been through something tough, if you've been through a hard time, I do believe you should wait until you've got the Band-Aid on it, not while it's an open wound to kind of spill all the tea, so to speak, about it. So there's things I might be talking about later on that I'm not quite ready to talk about right now. But let me just say, 2023 has had its challenges. Absolutely. And those challenges really have been very internalized. And so just like you might feel sometimes, I need to process and work through and heal and give myself grace and forgive myself for mistakes and those types of things, missteps, misfires in business, in life, in family, all of those things. And so I have the same stuff you might have. So I'm hoping that we can kind of help each other with this and kind of lift each other, because I do believe that together we rise, right? All of those things. So that's pretty much it for today. I'm going to try to keep these to like 15 or 20 minutes. I would really love it, honestly, if you would subscribe or follow, if you would post comments, if you'd ask me questions, if there's something you'd like me to talk about on one of these mornings. I had this idea I'd love to read from some books that have really inspired me. And then I realized I'd probably run into copyright problems if I did that, even to try and share in that way. But maybe I'll kind of summarize some of the things. So my plan is to do just that. And I would love to hear from you what you would love to hear about. What helps you the most? Is it to talk about mindset? Is it to talk about the shifting from our old beliefs into ones that serve us and create a different identity? The way we look at ourselves is really that identity, how we shift our identities to help us rather than stop us. Would that help you? Would it help you to hear about copywriting and how to write great headlines and how to go deeper and how you communicate with your audience, how to use ChatGPT to your advantage? Oh my gosh, there's so many ways. I'll show you a funny little thing tomorrow about that. But would it help you to talk about marketing and strategy and funnels and all of those kinds of things? And, you know, I do corporate consulting, and I honestly had to sit for a minute thinking, is this going to be okay for corporate clients to see me being this open about some of these things? But you know what the bottom line is? The bottom line is you just need to show up as yourself. Whatever it is you're doing, You just need to be yourself. And that's why I started a program called Authentic Copy years ago. I still have that program, getting ready for a big upgrade in the next couple of weeks. And because the authentic word can be tossed around and overused as well, but it's something I truly believe in, as well as that spiritual component, that universal wisdom, that deeper GPS that we all have built into us that I believe comes from a spiritual source. For me, I call it God. You can call it whatever you want for yourself. But if you believe there's something universal that energetically we can connect to, I think that we often forget that that's there for us. And I've also found for myself a pathway with that, even with ChatGPT, that there's a spiritual dimension to it if you approach it in that way, and if you have an intention for it in that way. So I'd love to be able to talk about that with you as well. And if you have any questions today, throw them in the chat and let me see. This will be a whole stream, a whole separate stream on YouTube. I've been doing YouTube videos, and we do the thumbnail and all the stuff. And I decided, why not just go back to doing some live stream and see what happens? It's kind of an experiment also, to just see does it make a difference? Does it make a difference to show up every day? Does it make a difference for my audience, for those that I can serve? Does it make a difference in my business? Does it make a difference in my own thinking and my own motivation and my own inspiration? And because I'm always looking for that. So today I'm doing, what am I doing today in my business? Well, let's see. In an hour and a half, I'm doing a live coaching for a small group that I'm talking about how to use ChatGPT and how to really increase your ability to write copy faster and more effectively, and even more personally, believe it or not, by using ChatGPT. So I have a program I'm starting today for that. I'm doing some corporate consulting. I am going to be on another call in about half an hour with from a mastermind that I'm in, to just participate in a live kind of sidebar kind of get together on Zoom. I'm going to be doing that. And I'm going to be working on a new sales page for my website. I'm starting my new a second website to go along with my tinalorenz.com site. And what else am I doing? I think that's about it. Mess around with our dogs, hang out with my husband. Really hot here in Arizona. Not spending a lot of time outside right now because it's pretty darn hot. And isn't it crazy? Crazy weather. Really crazy. So that's what I've got. And I think I already said that, but I'm saying it again. I would love it if you'd show up. I would love it. I'm going to show up, and I'm going to do this even on the weekend. We're not going anywhere in August. So I'm going to show up. And I don't really love August. It's just not my favorite month. I really enjoy fall and spring and early summer. August is just hot, and leaves are falling off the trees, even though it's not fall yet, because it's just so darn hot. They finally just gave up, and our big entertainment right now is that we make sure our fountains are all full, because we have owls that visit us on a regular basis to drink from our fountains. We love that, love the wildlife. And we have 3 dogs. So we just mess around with our dogs as well. And early in the morning when it's not hot, we never leave them outside. They're always with us. And so like 5 in the morning, we're playing with the dogs. My husband plays with them again like 7 in the evening when they're not going to have a heat stroke. It's just kind of regular stuff here in the old Pueblo, Tucson, Arizona. But my days are very busy right now because I am pivoting in my business. I kind of got sidetracked. I kind of went down a little rabbit trail that was a mistake, quite frankly. And yeah, I make them too. But you know what? Parting thought. When things happen, we get to decide, do they happen to us or do they happen for us? And always framing your life event and the way you're looking at something, reframing it to serve you, is always going to be more beneficial. And I think I can say always, as opposed to feeling regret or feeling guilt or feeling like, how could I have been so, how did I do that? Why did I listen? This kind of a thing. And so when we can reframe whatever is happening in your life that might not be ideal or feel very good at the moment or whatever it may be, when you can reframe that and start looking for what's the other side of that? There's a polarity in everything, the yin and the yang, the plus and the negative, the 2 sides of a piece of toast. There's 2 sides to everything. There really are. And you can't have that positive, like on a battery. You can't have that positive side without the negative side. It doesn't work if you don't have both sides. And so if you can look at your life events in this way too, even the hardest, worst, most difficult moments, and I've had plenty of those in my life as well, if you can find a thread, a crack of light through the darkness, And I'm very visual thinker. And so I think of it like that, like just let's picture this pitch black darkness. And there's a little line, little golden line of light where the light's just starting to come through. If you can allow yourself to see that little crack of light coming through and focus on that instead of the dark part, and really find that illumination for yourself, really find that light, and consciously make a decision that you're going to choose to focus on is this benefiting me? What did I need to learn? What is it that is happening for me that had to get my attention? To flick to the head, move to a 2x4 to the head. Like, am I getting your attention yet? Universal attention getting, right? And that you may find that through that thing that you might have been ruminating on and agitated about and cogitating on and spending way too much time thinking about or blaming yourself for, you may find that in that is the light that's the truth for you, that is it needed to be for you, so that you could start to see where you really needed to go, or what you really needed to do, or what you really had to be grateful for, and what you learned from that experience. So I hope that helps you today. If you're struggling with a moment, I had someone post on one of my Facebook posts the other day that they had a lot of resistance in their life. And a lot of times that resistance comes before something opens up for you. I call it turbulation. Copywriter can make up your own words. And that turbulation is sort of necessary, because our brains, the way our brains work, is that our brains want us to stay the same. They want to keep us in a safe zone. They want us to not, shake things up too much or rock the boat, that kind of thing. And so it's a natural response to feel that resistance, to feel that pushback of when you're starting to think in a different way, or start to move into a different identity for yourself. Because if you don't shift your identity, how you see yourself and the stories you're telling yourself, you're going to stay in the same place, because you're just going to keep creating the same things over and over again. Some of them are good, some of them not so good. And so if you want to move into a new place in your life and how you think and what you're capable of, you need to be able to see the positive side of, even when something seems 100% negative, you need to find that positive path and start focusing on that. And how can that help me? How can I reframe that so that's something that helps me? And I hope that helps you. And now it's time for me to go, because like I said, I've got another call here in just a little bit. But let me know what you think, because I'm going to do it, even if I'm here all by myself. But today I wasn't, so thank you so much. And I'm going to do this every morning. I'm not going to say try. I don't like the word try. Tries weasel clause. I tried, and it's like an excuse generator in advance, right? And so I am making a commitment to show up approximately at this time each day. It's early on Pacific time, kind of mid-morning on East Coast time. Not sure what time it is in your part of the world, but I'm necessarily going to need to do it early from my time zone, so that I can still do all the other things that I have commitments to do. And I'll try not to sound like I just woke up. I actually wake up like 4:30 or 5 in the morning. So I usually have time to kind of warm up before I start talking. So, all right, that's it. I did day one. Woohoo! I'm going to celebrate. And by the way, I do use props along the way. I might tap you with a magic wand. I might tap myself. So if you need a little extra juice today, just lean in. Just lean in. Beep, 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 beep. There. And I'm just going to share the magic with you, and believe in you until you believe in yourself, if you're struggling with that. And I'll see you again, when, tomorrow. This is Tina Lorenz. Thanks for being here with me today. And I will talk to you again soon. Bye for now.